this assessment asks us to draw the nine what? Alkane constitutional isomers with the molecular formula C7H16. The key in doing these is to be systematic. I went ahead and worked it in advance, but let me show you how we can be systematic in solving this. Let's start with the simplest alkane that has 7 carbons, which is heptane. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can think of heptane as a 7-carbon chain. Alternatively, we can think of it as a 6-carbon chain with a methyl group hanging off. This will allow us to then create a series of parent chain having 6 carbons with methyl groups hanging off. And so let's draw our first by moving the methyl group from C6 to C5. That will generate that compound. We can similarly move it from C5 to C4 to generate another constitutional isomer. This gives us the 2 constitutional isomers that can be thought of as a 6-carbon parent chain with a methyl group coming off. The next set of compounds we want to consider is treat it as a 5-carbon chain with 2 methyl groups coming off. And so the first one we might get if we do that is to take this compound here and move the methyl group at C5 onto C4. And so we would end up with this compound. So again, we're treating this as a 5-carbon chain, but now with 2 methyl groups at the 4 position. We can take the methyl at the 4 and move it over to C3. As well, we can move it to C2. Again, we're keeping this series of 5-carbon chain with 2 methyl groups. And that gives us our 6th constitutional isomer. Now it turns out there's one more 5-carbon chain with 2 methyl groups, and that's we can generate by taking these 2 methyl groups at C4 in this one and moving both of them to C3. If we do that, we generate this compound with 2 methyl groups at C3. Now, if we have a 5-carbon chain, we don't only have to have methyl groups as substituents, we can also have the 2 carbons moving together as an ethyl group. And that's going to generate the last of the 5-carbon chain compounds, which would be this, an ethyl group coming off of C3. That gives us, I believe, 8 of our constitutional isomers. We only have one more, and for that one, it's going to be a 4-carbon chain with now 3 methyl groups. And so probably the best one to generate that one from is this one here. Let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll draw our 4-carbon chain here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put 2 methyl groups at carbon 3. It was carbon 4, now it's carbon 3. We'll take what was the methyl group at carbon 2 and move it, I guess, to carbon 2. The numbers changed. Sorry about that. That maybe is a little bit confusing. But the point is we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon chain with 3 methyl groups coming off. And that gives us the 9th alkane constitutional isomer of C7H16. The key, be systematic in generating the constitutional isomers.